Well, the facts of the case really focused on a community in need. They were ravished by diabetes, being actually the third largest diabetes rate in the entire world. And so they approached the Arizona State University researchers about doing research to see if there was a genetic link between diabetes in their community and their people. And so throughout the process of the research, 200 blood samples were taken from the Havasupai people, and they were taken with the idea that the blood would only be researched or only looked at for diabetes, and yet in the end it was discovered that the blood was actually researchers actually looked at the blood for schizophrenia, inbreeding, and the Bering Strait theory of Indian migration.
The members of the Havasupai tribe were harmed by the researchers because they did not give their consent for their blood and their samples to be used for anything other than diabetes research. The researchers took a lot of liberties with the samples that they did provide. They did research that was not consented, was not agreed to. It was a huge issue of trust between the tribe and the researchers. And not only that, it just demonstrated a complete lack of regard for the Havasupai people, their cultural beliefs, their traditional beliefs, their spiritual beliefs, by taking those samples and using them for other things that weren't relevant to the community, that the community did not express a need for more information or for assistance with.
The tribe did actually file two different claims. One was filed by the tribe itself, and one was filed on behalf of 52 members of the tribe. However, unfortunately, it never actually made it to trial. It got caught up in motions, motions to dismiss, motions for summary judgment. It went to federal court, was remanded back to state court. It went to the Court of Appeals of Arizona, and then again got remanded to state court. And so in the passage of, by 2010, they went ahead and settled, because at that time what they really wanted was an apology and their blood samples back.
The implications for genetic research in the future is that it's going to be quite a bit more difficult for researchers to form a relationship with tribes. The news of this case has been all over Indian country, and because of the breaches of trust in other areas of research and with spirituality, with our families, it's just another example of American Indian people being told what's best for them instead of making that determination themselves and being listened to and being respected. It's going to be very difficult for American Indian communities to trust genetic research.
Unfortunately, the lead geneticist on the research still to this day has not owned up. She believes that the research she was doing was ethical, and that those who don't agree with her just don't understand genetics research. She actually is quoted as saying, "I was doing good science." There's so many medical advances that can be made, so much information to learn from a person's genes, and I hope that it can be advanced to its fullest capability. My greatest fear is that we'll have another incident like the Havasupai case, that geneticists will not respect people's wishes, will not understand a community's values and spiritual beliefs prior to doing research that was not consented to.
We're not specimens. We are unique, and that uniqueness is very important to us. That just because we are of a different ethnicity and because we're different as a people, it doesn't mean that we should be looked at solely as research subjects. I would hope that any research that's done would be to not only benefit American Indian communities, but also to create some type of appreciation of our uniqueness, and hopefully it would help educate more people about us, so that issues of respect and what we value won't be as large of an issue as they are now.
The message that I would like doctors and clinicians and the scientific community to take away from our presentation is the importance of learning about a community prior to working with it. Actually, you know, looking at what the cultural values, spiritual values, and historical happenings that are related to research happen in that community, especially if it's not a community of that researcher. Additionally, we practice community-based participatory research in the work that we do at the Center for American Indian Community Health, and we believe that that is the best model to use when working with communities not of your own, involving communities in every aspect of the research from beginning to end.